Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the virtual environment based solely off of Starry Night. Again, this is a pretty great representation, mainly because it's not using any moving features and it's not that taxing on the mobile hardware. Today I wanted to show you a update in terms of how far I've come with the digital museum. So let's see. All applications, Facebook Reality, and I'm going to load the digital museum lobby. Now you'll see quite a few differences in terms of what I've updated. The main set option is that I've actually decorated. So we'll enter the room and enter the WebXR framework. Here we go. As you can see, I've made some decorations to the actual environment. It's the same standard digital museum. On the left is Kaitlin Swift. There's some music. Here is an image of me. And I'm going to move around and show you what I've done so far, at least in terms of set decoration. As you can see, I've added some standard areas around the paintings room, which opens the link to that own individual wing. I added a very tiny dragon, which is low poly. Again, basically everything here is low poly, mainly because it makes it so that it renders easier and it's less taxing on any type of mobile hardware. The more triangles and vertices that you use winds up causing it so that it's not loading as quickly or as swiftly as you expect. And that's a little play on words there. A stack of cauldrons and a low poly broom. A raven, which I thought was fairly interesting, especially in terms of how I could display it. She has a tattoo of a raven on her arm, and I thought that would be a fun little element. This is a general, I want to say hexagram. No, that's a pentagram. 5 sides. Yes. And this, or is that a polygon? Apologies for getting my numbering wrong. It's been quite a while since I've remembered geometry. Here is a series of bookcases, which does induce the desired effect, especially with some of the titles actually falling out of place. And then for drawings, there is a series of candles. Now, this is good enough for a video, but I wanted to show something a little bit better, at least in terms of something interesting. So as you can see, this is the digital space. Unfortunately, in order to create this type of environment, I had to create fake walls. So as you can see, if I actually try to move through it here, I think I should be able to slip out. Let's see, where is it? I know there's a surface that doesn't exist. I suppose I did manage to fix it. Let's see about this side. I know that there is a technical way to trick the actual way of teleporting out of bounds. It's basically a way to induce no clipping. Let's see if I can make it work on this side. Okay. There it is. As you can see, there is a small element where you can teleport out of bounds. It's very small, but it does work. This is a little bit of an Easter egg. Let's see if we can make this work. Moderately secret room. As you can see, this is a very small scale area, which allows me to get this to work. So basically, anybody that's familiar with this type of texture is probably getting a pretty decent idea about where this is leading to. But we'll open the link, and it'll load in this environment. And it loads the object. It's a little bit larger than what we usually deal with, but Kaitlin's secret room. As we join, you'll get an understanding of what I just created here. Enter the room, and voila. A little bit goofy, and apologies for the ridiculous menu option that keeps showing up out of nowhere. It is glitchy, and it isn't perfect, but it does work. As you can see, this is the Princess Peach's castle from Super Mario 64. So, welcome to this type of environment. Behind me is the lobby door, which takes me back to the original design. And basically, you can explore the environment and get a better understanding of what actually happens here. And you'd be wondering how I was even able to put this 3D environment into a web-based application. Well, this type of map is actually from Garry's mod. Garry's mod is a basic digital what's the best way to describe it? Garry's Mod is a PC-based game that uses the source framework from Valve Software. Basically, it's a big mashup of user-generated content that's available through Steam's Workshop. Now, I was able to take a 3D-based map that was designed for Garry's mod and actually managed to upload it onto a web-based VR platform such as Mozilla Hubs, which is pretty fascinating, especially in terms of how I actually managed to make that happen. So I can move around in a digital space, and it does actually function well enough. And the sense of scale really does show up out of nowhere, and it is somewhat fascinating. Now, again, this isn't me actually within the game of Super Mario 64. You see Mario here at this point. But a great way is that I can no-clip out of space and essentially start clipping through this environment. And as you can see, everything loads in the standard fashion. Now I'm moving forward mainly because it's easier than teleporting regularly, and you get a better sense of scale. But as you step into this room, it becomes instantly familiar. And to be quite honest, when I initially tried this, I was grinning like an idiot, mainly because I didn't expect it to work. But the sense of scale is here, and I can walk around in the space, or basically digitally walk around in a space that encapsulated a large chunk of my childhood. And the stairs work. Everything is mapped within a general understanding of the polygons, so I can walk up and down the stairs just by trying to do the walking feature. And I find that really fun. But again, this is a 3D-based space based off of a very low polygon-based model. It's about 3 megabytes in terms of size, so it's not perfect. So if I turn on no clip, I can just generally start floating through this environment. And no clip basically means I can go through textured objects that you shouldn't be able to go through. And as a general sense, just to get a better understanding about how large this type of map size is, let's try flight, which is really fun, especially in terms of VR-based content. By clicking a button, you essentially can float within 3D space, and keeping your arms out in front of you does make it so that motion sickness isn't as bad as you normally would perceive it. But you can essentially fly forward, upward, downward, etc. And in general case, you can float upward, downward, and you get a better understanding of the 3D environment. So let's try floating around. You'll see that there's a lot of tricks involved in order to make the 3D-based environment show up. As you can see, it's absurdly goofy. So let's take to the end of where it leads in Super Mario 64. This is the Mario room, which, again, a goofy representation of Mario. And ultimately, that's it. Peach's Castle. A secret I added to Kaitlin Swift's digital museum, mainly because she is a fan of the Mario games, and I thought she would get a kick out of this. The thing is, she doesn't know this exists, so if she ever does see this video, she'll probably get a decent kick out of that. And again, it takes it back to the original museum room, and it's all localized in this digital space. So, woohoo. Again, it isn't perfect. There's quite a lot of glitching, and the trees couldn't render properly. It's a very low polygon-based model. Not even the doors work. But as a general representation, it is pretty interesting, and is a very great tool to showcase what VR can accomplish. And that's it. I think that I'm going to end the video here. Thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you'd like to leave a comment or share some thoughts, just place it in the video below. If you want to subscribe, go ahead and do that. That also helps. Thanks for watching. I really do appreciate it. Have a great day.